everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our very first Facebook Live. I'm so excited to be starting this new way of interacting with you guys. I have been thinking about our group for the last few months and thinking, we have so many great people here from so many different backgrounds, and we're all united by just this one objective of wanting to learn how to love well and create healthy, loving, happy, playful, passionate relationships, right? And I've been thinking, we have this amazing community, but I don't feel like I know you guys intimately. I know some of you because we work together, or we're friends outside of Facebook, or we've done projects together, but there are so many of you that I don't know. I wish I knew more personally. So this is my way of connecting with our tribe here, our amazing family here, and give of myself more, share more value, and try to be there for you guys and, enjoy each other's company and learn from one another. So that's really the objective of these Facebook Lives. And like I said in my post a couple of weeks ago, what we're going to do is every month we'll choose a topic. Okay, this month you guys chose communication. So every month we'll choose a topic, and every Monday I'll just speak for like 5-10 minutes on that topic. And you guys can ask questions after, and the recording will be in our group, so you can watch it at any time afterward as well. So mark your calendars. Every Monday, okay, at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a little chit-chat, and I'll try to make them as useful and value-packed as possible. That's my promise to you. Okay? All right, so today we are jumping into communication, right? It's a perfect topic to begin with, really, because everything in a relationship depends on how the other person hears and understands and feels about what we said or what we're doing. And vice versa, how we understand and feel about what our partner is saying and doing, right? So everything else flows from that. Your thoughts, your feelings, your reactions, everything flows from how you understand or misunderstand each other. So it's a really good foundational topic to begin with. So today I wanted to kind of share a really important, for me, what was a pivotal kind of shift in the way I think about communication that really helped me go from feeling misunderstood, misunderstanding others, feeling hurt, feeling like I'm just not able to get my point across, to feeling like, for the most part, I'm able to say things in a compassionate, calm, thoughtful way, and not lose sight of what I need and not hurt the other person. I still struggle with that. There's still tweaking that I need to do, but it's way better than it used to be. Huge difference. And this one skill that I'm going to teach you guys today really was one of the foundational principles that I built upon when I was trying to learn this. So, what is this skill? Well, here's the thing. If you can learn how to become an expert at listening for emotion. Okay, I'll say that again. I want you to become an expert at listening for emotion underneath your partner's words and actions. Okay? I'll give you an example. I might say, hey, how are you? It's so good to see you. I might also say, hey, so good to see you finally. Do you see that my tone, my eye contact, my body language, and the inflection points all point to different emotions? Right? In the first one, I'm using the same exact words, but in the first instance, I sound sincere, open, excited, friendly. And the second, I sound sarcastic, annoyed, blaming a little bit. So if you get good at listening for emotion, that alone is more than 50% of the task. Okay? I'll give you a more real world example. Let's say my partner Kristen is working on something on a computer, and she's trying to print something, and the printer is jammed. Okay, I already know that she tends to get overwhelmed with technology. When there's technology hiccups, it annoys her quicker because she feels overwhelmed, right? So let's say this happens with a printer. She might say, oh gosh, nothing works in this house, right? If I take that personally and just take the content, I probably will respond with, nothing works in this house? Oh my God. I just fixed the light bulb. I fixed the garage door. Dude. Right? So here I'm responding only to the content and I'm personalizing it. Now, if I listen for the emotion underneath instead, I might be able to hear what? Overwhelm, anxiety, feeling of I just can't figure this out, feeling anxious that I can't get my work done and there's a deadline. If I could listen and hear those emotions and respond to those emotions instead of to the content, that conversation would go a lot differently, right? So the first order of business is when your spouse says something or does something, listen for the emotion underneath. This is not just with points of conflict or when your partner is upset. It's also when they sound excited. Okay? Let's say your partner says, yay, I have Friday off unexpectedly. I have a 3-day weekend. We have a 3-day weekend. What are they saying? They're saying they're excited. They are looking forward to something. Maybe it's time spent with you. Maybe his brother is coming into town and he's excited to have another day with him. Whatever it is, it's not just having Friday off. That is producing a feeling for your spouse. Listen for that feeling. Right? Wow, that's so awesome. You must be so excited. You get to spend another day with whoever, right? You get another day to sleep in and recuperate. I know your back's been hurting. I'm so glad for you, honey. Listen for the emotion underneath. Okay? What do you do once you listen to the emotion underneath? What you don't want to do is dismiss it or minimize it. So you don't want to say something like, gosh, you sound so anxious. Why are you anxious about this silly thing? You always get anxious. You just need to take a deep breath. Okay. Does not help. So don't problem solve, don't minimize, don't try to get them to get over that feeling. Instead, recognize, listen for the emotion, validate. Okay? What does validate mean? Listen, if there is a smoke, okay, if smoke is filling up the house, there is some fire somewhere. The fire is probably tiny, little matchstick. The smoke, however, is huge and out of proportion to the fire. If you get lost in the smoke, which is the content, you'll always be chasing your own tail and the arguments will get worse and worse. Right? So the validate is to listen for the seed, small seed of truth in what your partner is saying. Okay, a lot of it might be exaggerated because of how overwhelmed they're feeling or how upset he or she is. But there is some seed of truth. Find that seed of truth. Okay, let's say your spouse says, "Oh, Jesus, I hate my job. Every job I have, my boss is a jerk." Maybe you don't agree with that. Maybe you really liked her last boss. This is not the time to say, "Are you sure, honey? I mean, I thought Jenny was pretty nice." No, not helpful. Okay. Listen for the emotion, not the content, remember? Oh, wow, she's feeling really like she can't get anything right and her career is just stuck and she doesn't know how to manage these relationships, and that kind of impending doom of, oh my God, it's happening again in this job, she must feel pretty anxious. Listen for the emotion. Second, validate. What can you validate in that sentence? Well, if the bare minimal truth is, yeah, my wife has had 4 jobs in the last 2 years, just validate that. That's one seed of truth, right? So you can say, gosh, yeah, I know there's been a lot of jobs in the last couple of years. You don't need to lie. You need to find the seed, tiny seed of truth, so that they don't feel crazy. They don't feel like you're saying, gosh, you're crazy for feeling this way. You just need to feel differently. Notice that I also didn't say problem solve. I didn't ask you to say, oh, what happened? Oh my God, okay, you know what? I think you should, if you just finish your project on time, maybe your boss wouldn't have been mad. Okay? This is not the time to problem solve, not the time to refute or minimize or tell them to get over it, or, you're fine now, it's evening and we have a lovely meal. Like, can't you just get in a good mood? None of that is helpful. First, listen for the feeling. Second, validate any seed of truth. The third tip, this is all part of one skill, okay? The third part of this is to also say what your viewpoint is, because I don't believe in swallowing your thoughts or your needs and compromising. That just leads to resentment and walking on eggshells and waiting for the kids to go to college so you can divorce. This is based on research, by the way. Compromise in that way breeds resentment and leads to a very emotionally disconnected relationship. So, listen for the emotion. Validate some part of it. Third part of this is to share your viewpoint, but only after you've listened for the emotion and validated. Then you share your viewpoint, but you bridge number 2 to your viewpoint by using the word and, not the word but. The word but is like a swear word in relationships, okay? I'll give you an example. If I said to you, well, you're doing a pretty good job at work, but you know that what's coming isn't good, right? Not only that, it kind of negates what I said before the but. If I say you are doing a pretty good job, but you know that I really don't think you're doing a good job. Am I right? So do not use the word but. Use the word and. So this might sound something like this. Oh gosh, honey, you sound like you're so overwhelmed and exhausted. Sounds like it was a hard day at work. This is in response to your spouse saying, every job is just, a farce and it's a conspiracy and all my bosses hate me and I don't want to work anymore. Listening for the emotion and you respond to the emotion, right? Gosh, it sounds like it was a hard day at work. You're sounding pretty overwhelmed, huh? Number two, validate. I know it has been several jobs in the last 2 years. That must be tough. I know it's been really tough on you. Validate whatever you can. The third part is once you validate it and your partner, stay in that validation space until your partner has let out their feelings and they're feeling calmer. Once you validate, your partner will likely say, yeah, I mean, she wasn't that bad. It's just I'm so anxious to make this work. They themselves will figure out a solution. They'll talk it through and figure out a solution if you just validate and give them space. Okay? Once they have gotten to a better space, then you say, I know your boss can drive a hard bargain and can be kind of rude sometimes. And I think it might help us if we made sure to get out the door on time. That might help. What do you think? Okay, so you validated their viewpoint, their emotions, not made them feel crazy. And then you've also added your viewpoint and you've bridged it with the word and, which shows that you are holding both truths and you're okay with you both having slightly different viewpoints on this, because that's normal, right? Two different adults, two different life experiences, two different neurobiological systems, two different ways of looking at the same thing. That's normal. Doesn't have to be, well, if you're right, I must be wrong. You both are right. Okay? So that's my tip for you for today. If you follow just this diligently, I would like you to try it. Okay? This rest of this week, try it. Whether it's with your coworkers, with your spouse, with your children, with your mom, with your sibling, with your neighbor, try it. They say something either positive or even slightly annoyed or irritated at you or to you. 1, listen for the emotion. 2, speak to that emotion. Gosh, it sounds like it's been a rough day. Gosh, it sounds like you're really feeling overwhelmed. Gosh, it's so annoying when your car breaks down, huh? Speak to the emotion. Then validate. I get it. I lose it too when my car breaks down or, when appliances break down when they're supposed to be functioning. It's so annoying, right? I get it. Validate. Allow them to spill out their feelings. And once they're in a better space, add your viewpoint, but use the word and. I get it. I know how annoying it can be when you're rushing out to go pick up your son and your car breaks down. That's so freaking annoying. And I wonder if it might help to get the oil change done more frequently so that you don't have to worry and kind of be stuck in the situation again. Okay, so try it out this week and tell me how it went. I want to know what part worked, what part didn't, what part was easy, what was hard for you, because all of us are good at certain parts and other parts are harder for us. Tell me what happened when you did it and where things shifted for you. Because if you really apply it and notice what's happening, then you can course correct, right? If you never implement, okay, it's like reading a book about how to drive a car. You might become the world's best expert on driving a car. You might know all the parts, and all the history of every part of the car. But unless you actually get in the car, you're not going to learn how to drive. So get in the car this week, try it out, come back and post a video. Tell us what your biggest takeaway was from this live, what you took away, what was your big aha moment, what you're going to try to do in this coming week, and then post another video once you try it and tell us how it went. I'm really, really excited to hear from you all. It was wonderful chatting with you today, and I'll see you guys in a few days. Bye-bye. Good night.